Today we're going to get into the weeds with really long fields in rules and dynamic lists and rows of Sharon. So if we're playing with very long lists of values that we're going to put inside a automation rule or dynamic list, we have to pay attention because there's a possible problem. So in this hypothetical, which actually really happened, if we're going to build a spam rule that will automatically tell spam email sources not to sync with our CRM and then to opt them out so we don't have to pay for them, natural idea is to build a very long list of email domains and email addresses that we wanted this to happen and make it happen. So I'm going to take this long list of email domains. Just a fictitious example. I just, U.S. states, right? So it's easy for us to tell when things aren't the full list. And if I paste those in, we can notice that I'm allowed 255 records or 255 variable characters in it. You can see that right here, 255. And it will automatically truncate. And if we're not paying attention to what we're doing, we won't notice that things aren't quite right. So this particular rule, I have the email address contains a list of email domains and the letter I. And this will grab basically every email address that has the letter I, and it will mark it do not sync with CRM and mark it opted out. And now we have big problems on our hands trying to get these to opt in. So we had to be very mindful of long lists in here. And there's a bunch of ways of doing it. You can use Notepad and look at the little line and column number, and we can kind of scroll through this list and try to find where our column is, the 255, and look for the examples. But I built a tool with the help of some of my team to make this a lot easier, because this is very painful. If I have a long list of values, and I go into a website on our content website, we built a little JavaScript tool that will allow you to split your data. So I can paste in all this data. I can say I want to take my line breaks and I want to send it to semicolons, which is for Pardot, right? And it will break out all the line breaks and switch them with semicolons. And I want to say I want to send this to Pardot. Click Pardot. And now when I say split the data, it will break this out into the 5 separate rules that I need. So I can copy this and it grays out so I know that it's done. Go back here. I can say delete all these, paste it, and now it ended at the line. And now I can say add a new rule. Actually, we want this in a rule group. This is a default field. This is email. This is contains. Paste that in. Delete this one. This needs to be a match any. Add new rule. I want the default field, email. Switch over to the tool. Oh, I've already grabbed this one, so I'm going to go to the next screen. Copy that. Paste that in. And I can walk through the 5 groups of options to do this. So we don't have to worry about running into issues with the capital, just straight characters at the end and accidents happening and being very, very painful. So this is one of those little in the weeds details that's easy to forget until you learn to remember it very painfully. Thank you. I'll link to the reformatting tool in the comments below.